louder.
You got hydraulics or what?
I think there's something wrong with this thing. Can you believe that? It's like freaking hopping. It's got hydraulics.
It really does. It's got hydraulics. If the 4Runners are rocking,
Don't come a knocking.
don't come a knocking.
Don't come a knocking.
What are you doing? Oh, you have to make sure they're really warm?
You know what? They did give 200,000 miles of service, dedicated service. I gotta get my use out of it, right? Look at that.
That's why I ran into your porch. You hit those brakes and they just like bounce.
222,000 miles of faithful service that these struts have provided for this 2004 4Runner V8 Limited.
It's last generation, man.
Yeah, the last generation with the V8 in it. So, bought this thing a couple months ago because Jamie wanted an SUV and needed struts, needed wheel bearings, needed wheels and tires, needed a bunch of other stuff. Right at that same time, I finished the BMW. And the BMW was supposed to be my dad wagon daily whatever thing, but I mean I already have too many freaking cars as it is. So Jamie started driving the BMW. Turns out she wants an SUV now, so we're gonna get this thing all ready to go, and I'm gonna drive it. No, so I ended up getting her a wrecked SUV from the auction the other day, which some videos of that should be coming out shortly. But this is gonna be like our weekend overland camper rig slash like my halfway daily driver too, and also for Ty when he wants to take packages to the post office when he fills up his Saab. But we got a bunch of goodies for this thing, so let's check it out. All right, so we got some big old tires for this thing. We also have some wheels for it that are right over there.
Freaking, what were you doing with the old faithful?
I was doing a will it start video.
The old faithful Tecton tools.
The old faithful tech.
Dude, that kit has come in handy like so many times.
Oh, we're probably gonna use it today too.
Yeah.
Look at that. All right, check out this other wheel. All right, you guys ready for the big wheel reveal? Check this out. Bam. So, Mamba wheels. If you guys remember, we were out at SEMA with Koenig wheels, and in the same booth, Mamba wheels. So they have, which honestly I think these are like super freaking sick looking. They remind me of like the Method, like off-road wheel, like style, you know. Yeah. But it's like this bronze with a black lip with a nice cap. A lot of the other ones they had like a red cap, which I didn't really like. But
it's like a hammered finish.
It's like a hammered finish, yeah. And it's really durable. I mean, you can just tell it's not coming off with my fingernail. So I mean, but we got some 33-inch tires. Actually, I think they're like 32.9 or something. They're 285/70 17s, and then we also have some Bilstein struts that have a little C-clip on it to where you could actually lift the front. If you look at this thing, you got a decent amount of wheel gap in the back, and then if you come to the front, and it's just like freaking sunk down in there. So this thing just looks like a stink bug when you're driving it around. And I also have two brand new Koyo OEM like style wheel bearings for the front of this thing, just because when you're driving it down the road, you hear you go around a corner and it gets louder. Then you go around, you turn it the other way and it gets like quiet. So wheel bearings is a super common thing on these 4Runners. So we're just gonna get it up in the air, swap out the wheels and tires and struts and all the things and wheel bearings, and these things will look freaking sick.
Chad's getting the other front one done. So these are the Bilstein 5100s. And basically how they adjust is they have this adjustable like C-clip. It's like an approach. So they have these different positions. This is like a stock. This is like 0.85 inches, like an inch and a half. And this is an average of 2.5 inch of lift. And it's basically just a C-clip there. And the perch sits there. So the spring, perch is a little bit higher. You get a little bit more preload on the spring there. But I think it's going to ride.
Amazing.
I mean, I've actually heard
Look at
the Toyota Bilsteins are pretty good.
It's spooging again.
Yeah, I mean, this is... So you said they have fluid, so it's like pushes fluid left or right?
Yeah.
So how does that... Just to keep them like even?
I guess. Kind of like a sway bar, I guess, or... If you got a big old boy or girl sitting in the passenger seat or in the driver's seat, it
Like pushes more fluid to that shock to like firm it up or what?
I don't know.
It's weird.
I think
Huh. Ooh, look at these.
it seems weird.
I mean, seen some days. Woo! Did it get you? I mean, that's a lot.
Imagine if the shock was just like that.
You think it's just like standard hydraulic fluid or what?
It smells like WD-40. That's what it smells like. All right, so rear struts are on, front struts are on. Did we already talk about the front struts?
Not a little bit. I told them they were just before I put them on about the perch.
Yeah,
and the
so
5100s.
Front struts, obviously that little C-clip, so you could raise it. I think it's 0 to 2.5 inches in the front. So we went, full 2.5 inches in the front, and hopefully we'll be able to get away with this basically spring combination in the stock springs all the way around, and then only the lift struts in the front. So it's basically just a leveling kit, and hopefully that gets us up enough and we don't rub or do any crazy. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna rub a little bit, but yeah, that was pretty. I would say that's probably the cheapest you could go about like leveling one of these things, because you could get like space. Well, actually, you could get spacers, but with deleting the X-Rias or whatever that is, which that means there's basically a hydraulic line that goes from, I think it's either the front or the back, and it basically shares the same like fluid. I don't know what it is, but it's weird. So
Yeah, it's like a reservoir shock system, but it's shared.
and I think it bounces it from side to side. So if you go into a corner, I don't know.
Yeah, you would think, because then it would push it out to
then
the
it
other
would like
side.
tip it over more. Yeah.
I don't know.
Unless it's cross,
Maybe
because
even then.
X-Rias or whatever the hell it's called. But
But what
anyhow,
are these
struts-
like? What do these run? Because these were blown, obviously, so they had to be replaced. And if you want like a lift strut option, that's like a 2-in-1. These are.
I don't know. I forgot. I ordered them in like January.
I think they're like 100.
I literally ordered these things in January.
No. Dang.
Yeah.
I don't
No, it
know.
was maybe February.
I'll have to look. I know we got them through through us,
So
yeah, through our account. But they're like 140, aren't they each or something?
If you guys want some freaking lifted things, we can put them on. Ty will put them on the website. Link in the description. But stock spring in the back, we might go ahead and raise that up. You know, it all just kind of depends on what we do, because if we get like a rear bumper, like an aftermarket bumper, if we plan on towing with it, if we put a front bumper on the front, you know, that all changes. You know, if you want bigger springs or not. Also, I just kind of wanted to see even if we liked this thing before I went spending money on like coilovers or, you know, like a different package for it. So didn't take us too long. Really stoked about these wheels though. I think, well, I know that's the next thing that we need to do. So gonna go over to the tire machine, get basically the 3 other ones mounted, and then set it down. We got to delete this line though. So this is that line. It's basically a hydraulic banjo bolt that just goes, I don't know. I'll have to look into it a little bit more, and maybe I'll be able to explain it better. But yeah, hopefully we're able to get away with this, because this thing's a pretty good unit, you know.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be
nice to start actually mobbing it and doing some cool stuff with it. Going up to the mountains, even though it's freaking, was it September now? Man, everything just goes so fast.
really.
She looks like. Ooh. Man, that thing looks mean. Thing looks like a whole new rig. Looks like it's like positive cambered out, but maybe that's just because of the control arms. Well, I mean, we didn't do the uppers, but probably have to obviously do some sort of an alignment on it, you know, jacking it up 2.5 inches or whatever in the front. But looks like it's a little bit close back here. I think honestly what we need to do is just pull off the mud flaps from it. I think they're just a little bit too close for comfort. Same thing up here. So also need to put some more air in the tires too, because these are just kind of just slap, well, like 20-30 pounds is what the it was seating the beads at over there. So yeah, maybe I'll jack it up, pull off these mud flaps, because I definitely think those things are gonna do it. You want to go turn the wheel real quick? Which it hasn't really settled though either, so probably it's getting the front bumper a little bit too, so we're gonna have to give it a little trimmy trim. I'm gonna start it up.
Oh yeah, you're phenomenal.
That is so much better. It like actually looks cool now. It's hard to see because the light is like really harsh over there, but
It's a beastly boy.
definitely need to change out the lug nuts. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there.
So I was Nick and I were looking at like bumper options
For this?
these, yeah, just to see what's out there, and everything they make is like the ARBs, which are not, they're meh,
Yeah.
ugly. Or he said there's this company that makes us like weld together one.
Yeah,
like
I've seen those ones. Yeah.
They're like $500 or something, $600, and then
Yeah.
they send you all the metal and you weld it, and it looks more of like a low profile angular one.
Yeah, because this whole bumper is honestly pretty trashed. There's some broken stuff here. It's zip tied up because all these clips on the inside were broken. And then right over here, obviously a big old chunk missing out of that. Kind of the same thing with the rear too. And that's why, like, I don't know, you know, springs wise what we should do. If we should get like heavier duty springs, because if we do a rear bumper, maybe get a spare tire carrier built in, you know, and then get a rack for the top, be like Overland freaking City. But this one has a big old crack in it too. Right there.
I mean, it's 4Runner.
I mean, it is a 4Runner, and so I was thinking, you know how it is, since it is the limited one, it has the, like, the lit, you know, running boards. So basically take those off, weld in some guards or whatever, rock sliders, and then actually go do some freaking off-roading with this thing.
Yeah.
Maybe put like a locker in the rear. I think that'd be good.
Getting all crazy.
Little push button lock. Well, that's
definitely needs those like SPC control arms or something for the front if you're gonna crawl and stuff like that. Because you can tell the camber and the caster's a little weird right now.
This one looks good. The other one, I mean, maybe it's been in a wreck too. You know, you never know.
Yeah, it definitely looks like the caster's more forward on the driver's side.
Honestly, they look about the same. Maybe it's just the bumper, because on that.
Yeah, could be.
You know, maybe the fender's mounted, but man, that's a nice looking unit.
Like I said, it's not on like OE clips over there, so
yeah.
It could be moved forward a little bit.
Forward or back.
Do like the truck bros, you know, and do your bumper extension.
I'm stoked on this thing. It just needs cleaned up now. You gotta get a little Trevi file for it.
No, it's a good looking unit, and I mean, you got the inside all clean and everything.
Yeah, the inside's really clean for 220,000. I think this thing.
I mean, this when I started, this leather was a different color, but right now it's.
Well, honestly, this paint would clean up. Like, even if we just ran around it real quick with the black pad and the polish, you know, just doing that and then throw a. Well, actually, just compound it real quick. Do a quick compound.
Boy, I was gonna see. Those back seats are like great condition.
They're like,
yeah,
like brand new.
Brand new.
Almost brand new.
Yeah, just came out clean. I mean, I like it. It runs good. It's got
really good.
AC is nice.
It's kind of weird because you almost feel like it's slow, but it's because it's shifting at like 2,000 RPMs. It's like, but if you mat this thing, it's like, and you're like, oh, how you doing?
Yeah, why they ever went away from a. I mean, I know why they went away from a V8 option, just emissions and stuff, but this is a unit.
Grandma Linda? All right, guys, so I did not do the wheel bearings because I couldn't find them. I ordered them on eBay, and I also got the front diff, drops the diff down a little bit. So before we do any major miles on this thing or off-road, and obviously wheel bearings is going to be like the first thing, along with the diff drop kit, which I ordered it, and it's here somewhere. I just don't know where. Maybe it's at the house or something. Clean up this fender. I really have been wanting to get like a sport hood for it, since it does have a little bit of hail damage. But get the sport hood with the scoop on it, and other than that, honestly, this thing will clean up really nice. Fix that fender, throw a bumper on it, and put I think a rack on the top of it. It'd be sick. So that is gonna be it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think of the 4Runner. I think you know, I'm not sad that Jamie's getting another little thing, because I think this would be cool to go rip around and do some stuff with. Even though I think she's gonna want to start driving it now anyhow. So because the other thing that we got, it's kind of wrecked, so it's gonna be a while. So, but I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you later.